Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the Nerd Blast. Glad you guys are here to tune in. We are here to talk about Captain Marvel. It's been out for about 2 weeks now. We just wanted to give you guys our thoughts on the film. Mind you, there will be some spoilers in this review, which I'm pretty sure you guys have already seen the movie, but if not, then
This is
check.
your warning.
Yeah, this is your warning. So check this video out later once you get a chance to see the film. This movie pretty much gives us the origin story of Captain Marvel. Pretty much gives us the story of her and what she's been doing, prior to the movies.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
this does take place
During
in
the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. When Blockbuster came out or was still around.
Yeah.
As you see in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
But so this movie is an origin story, which is very rare in like where we are now with the MCU. We're still getting an origin story. That was mostly phase one.
Yeah.
This is what we're in phase
3, I would say.
We're still phase 3, and
Yeah.
we're still getting origin story. But it's cool because, we got an origin story for this girl, who she is, where she come from, and what her role is going to be in the next Avengers movie. Well, kind of. We still don't know exactly, but yeah. So we meet Carol Danvers.
Basically, it opens up with Kree's homeworld, which is called Hala.
Yeah.
And we get to see Carol training with Jude Law's character.
Yeah.
Well, we find out that she's part of this task force in the Kree called was it Star Force?
Star Force, yeah.
Yeah.
Their mission is to what is it? To take out
the Skrulls.
Yeah, prevent them from
basically, taking over other worlds.
Other worlds, because according to them, the Skrulls are these creatures that could shapeshift into any being and take over from the inside.
Yeah.
And they're trying to prevent that. So we get her training, and we already know that she has that power, that energy blast type thing. And he doesn't, but he's training her to be able to fight without having to rely with it. How to be a better fighter. Because what's he say? He's like, oh, when you can beat me without using it, then or try to take me down without using that. And then we get to see them go on a mission to stop Kree's at another world. Yeah, so apparently it's an ambush.
Yeah, it was basically an ambush by the Skrulls,
and then she gets captured.
She gets captured by them.
And we get a glimpse of the bad guy.
Yeah.
Played by, what's his name?
Ben Mendelsohn.
Ben Mendelsohn, yeah. He's always a bad guy.
He's always a bad guy in every movie.
Every movie, he's always a bad guy. He's always such a good bad guy. Like, this guy was born to play bad guy villains.
Yeah.
It's freaking awesome. So they capture him, and they're like trying to. So they want her because they
believe she has like some crucial information.
Yeah, she knows something that they need. They start diving into her memories, and we start seeing parts of that.
Yeah, we get to see glimpses of her past.
Yeah, we start seeing that apparently she had a life on Earth.
Yeah.
Before. And then we're all just like, what's going on? So is she human or is she a Kree? Because like you see her bleeding blue blood, so you're like, is she an alien? What is going on? And then from there, she manages to wake up, escape, and she ends up on
Earth.
And the surviving Skrulls, because the ship goes down, I think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Or it blows up.
Well, yeah.
And there's a couple of them that survive, and they're chasing her. But they land on the beach, and they turn into a bunch of beach goers, which I love that scene. Like immediately, Ben Mendelsohn's character is like he's a bad guy, but he's not a dick. Like he's like one of those bad guys that you like. Like he turns into a girl, and then one of the other Skrulls turns into the same girl, and he's like, "Huh? It's taken already. Hello." that was pretty cool. And so because of all that, she falls into this blockbuster, and then she's like, security guard sees all that, and he calls it in, and then enter Nick Fury and
young Nick Fury.
Young Nick Fury and young Agent Coulson.
Yeah, pre-eye patch.
Yeah, him without the eye patch and Agent Coulson with beautiful locks
with
of hair.
Yeah,
he had like this nice looking brown hair.
Yeah.
And like really nice and. Apparently in this movie he's like he just started, right?
Yeah, he just started at Shield.
Yeah, he's just a rookie agent that looks up to Agent Fury.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's funny because like he's the first time they start talking, it's like, so where are you from? It's like, oh, I'm from planet whatever, and then Nick Fury is just like, just like thinking she's just some kind of crazy person until the Skrulls arrive and they start shooting at her.
Yeah.
And then, she shoots back, and then he's just like, what the hell did I just see? And then, they start chasing. Like, she chases the Skrull, and then Nick Fury and Agent Coulson chase them. And that's where that scene with in the trailer, that scene with the old lady and stuff, and them fighting.
Mm-hmm.
That's where that happens. She starts fighting the Skrull, which is pretending to be an old lady.
Yeah.
That whole thing was funny too, because she's beating the crap out of her, and the old lady trying to fight back.
Yeah.
And then everyone else in the train is like, "Get off the old lady! What are you doing?" Like trying to hold her back. Yeah. They don't know that that's actually an alien.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Nick Fury's trying to catch up, and then they get into a car accident.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no! Before. But Coulson calls him on the radio.
On the radio, saying that he's at the crime scene. Yeah. And then Nick Fury realizes that the Coulson next to him is actually a Skrull.
And he's like, "Wait, what the hell? Yeah. If that's you there, then who's that?"
Yeah.
And then he remembers what she said, that that they can shapeshift and stuff.
Yeah.
So then the Skrull realizes who he is, and he's trying to attack, and that's when they get into a car accident.
Yeah.
And the Skrull ends up dying. Nick Fury just scratch on the head.
I really thought that was going to be how he loses the eye.
Yeah, right? I was like, me too, and I was like, damn, already they're going to go with the eye? I thought that was something like at the end.
Yeah.
No, it was just a scratch.
Yeah.
That's why in the trailers you see him with like a little bit like bandages over the eyebrows and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then they get into a car accident, and we see Ben Mendelsohn, Skrull's character, but he's shape-shifting into the boss of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Or at least Nick Fury's boss. And he's like telling him, yeah, go find this girl and, see what she wants. But yeah, we find out that that's actually the Skrull impersonating him.
Mm-hmm.
And then, he finally meets up with her and they start talking. And then they have that scene in the bar where they're like, oh, how do I know you're not a Skrull? It's like, tell me something only you would know. They can only remember recent memories. They can't remember the memories from like the past.
From the past, yeah.
And he starts telling him he starts telling her like stuff and like, tell me something only you would know, and then something that a Skrull can never make up. And then he's like, if a sandwich is cut diagonally, I can't eat it. And then he's like, you didn't eat that, did you? And she's like, no. And then like, all right, so how do I know you're not a Skrull? And then she just shoots the freaking thing, and he's like, the hell's that supposed to mean? I don't know if a Skrull can do that or not.
I kind of found that weird that he talked about the diagonal thing, because there was in one of the earlier movies, they did show a scene where he was like cutting a sandwich in half. I think it was like a PB&J sandwich or something. So that kind of got me.
So maybe it's like
confused.
It's like showing like how different he was back when he was still naive.
Yeah, that's what I kind of assumed.
Before the super people, because like. You look at this Nick Fury, and this Nick Fury is so different from the one that we're used to, the brooding, like, it's just like, I got my eye on you, like, this guy is more fun, laid out agent, and then, it makes you wonder, like, damn, what really happened to him to make him the way he is now?
Yeah.
And by the way, I have to mention, the CGI, or did they? Yeah,
they use CGI to make him younger.
That they used to make him younger looks amazing.
It looks great.
It really looks like it was just
him and
really,
Coulson. Like that's amazing. That like how much that technology evolved.
Yeah, like it really looks like it's
really
really
looks
him.
Like it just blends in with.
At first, I thought it was just like really well done makeup to make him look younger. Like somehow they concealed like all the like the wrinkles and stuff, and I was just like, no man, that's CGI. I'm like, damn, that looks so real.
Yeah.
It really looked good. But yeah, so then they're talking, and then they realize that okay, she needs to go. She needs to go where?
To that base, that secret air
Right.
base.
Yeah, because she remembers that there was so one of
Oh yeah, and that's when she starts getting those memories.
Yeah.
Again.
And she so she
From the
starts
past.
remembering that or she knows now that the scrolls are what they're looking for is for a person,
Yeah.
Scientist
Mm-hmm.
that was working on a project. But all the files and all that stuff is at a base, and they have to go there. And then that's when we start finding out more about her past. Like you see pictures of her in a pilot suit, and we find out that the doctor is no longer alive. She died in some kind of experiment, and someone else died with her.
Yeah.
There was another pilot that died with her, and then that's where you start getting to him like, oh shit, that was her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like she was the pilot. But yeah, then there's that whole scene where like Shield's chasing them out of there, and they escape on the prototype Quinjet.
Yeah.
From that we get later on in the later Avenger movies.
Yeah.
Which she flies like a pro. And we also meet one of the I think everyone's favorite character of the movie, Goose.
Goose the cat.
The cat. Or as he's called in the movie, a Florg. Or Florb, I don't know what he was.
A Florian.
Florian, whatever. And no one likes him except for Nick Fury.
Nick Fury, yeah.
He's a cat guy. He loves this cat.
Yeah.
Again, in her memories, and they know that like through the files that the person, so like she was the one that died supposedly, was in a mission and died.
Mm-hmm.
But there was another pilot that was friends with her that knows all about what happened. So they go visit her, and it's like all of a sudden it's like, whoa, it's you, you're still alive, and it's like, yeah, it's me, but it's not really me because I don't remember. I'm actually now an alien from another planet. Which, by the way, we also get one of the members of her Kree team is the dude that we saw in Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, the one that tries to arrest Star-Lord.
Star-Lord.
Yeah, and we also see the destroyers. Yeah,
we see Korath, the cursor, and then we also see Ronan later on in the movie.
Yeah. But this is pre
Guardians
of the Galaxy, so he still hasn't, like, he's still part of the Kree. Because in Guardians of the Galaxy, he leaves. He like defies.
He left. The Kree faction.
Yeah, because the Krees, they didn't make some kind of
they made some kind of treaty with the Nova Corps.
And he didn't like that.
Yeah.
So this is before all that. Like, he doesn't even have that black paint that he puts on. He just,
oh no!
Like when you see him, I was like, is that really him? That he looks so different. I'm like, oh, it's because he doesn't have that black paint that he had in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
But he's still blue and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's like, normally they send the destroyers to just bomb the hell out of a planet.
Yeah.
Like, no, well, my team will find her because he knows how valuable she is, and he doesn't want to, kill her yet.
Yeah.
And then that's when we start, like, things start to unravel. You start realizing, like, wait, what's going on?
Then it kind of opens up, like, like what side is really, on the right side.
Right. Right. And then we get that through that, they go see the friend. They're talking, and then that's when the Skrulls show up.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, look, before you do anything, let's talk. You're going to want to hear what we have to say. And then they end up talking, and then that's when we find out that it's not the Skrulls that are the bad guys. It's actually the Kree. The Skrulls are just people that want to, like, their home world was destroyed, and they're just trying to find a new home to live peacefully. And the Kree hate them so much that they want to just completely demolish them, just eradicate them from existence.
Yeah. And
the Skrulls are just trying to survive. And the doctor that the Skrulls are looking for was actually a Kree agent sent to Earth to build some kind of weapon. But that's when she realizes that the Kree were the wrong, she was fighting for the wrong side, and she wanted to help the Skrulls find a home. And eventually, she managed to do. She built a spaceship, hit it in orbit, which was invisible and undetectable by radars, and that's where a bunch of Skrull people have been living for a while. And they go up there, and yeah, it's another. I mean, this movie's already full of nostalgia, but that's like more
Yeah.
nostalgia because like they're
Mhm.
like, oh look, we have what was it, Space Invaders,
Yeah.
Space Invader arcade machine. We have Pogs, we have this, we have that.
Yeah.
That was really cool. And again, everyone hates the cat.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, that's a Florg, and then
Yeah, I like when they were trying to distinguish how dangerous it is, and it says it's extremely high.
yeah. It's like they had like it's basically like scouters from Dragon Ball.
from
It's just
Dragon
like
Ball.
it's just like human male when they go to Nick Fury, human male, threat level low, and it's like the cat Florg, threat level extremely high, and he's like, what? It's like that thing is broken. But yeah, and then all of the Kree team, they end up coming. They find out that she's switched eyes because now she knows the truth.
Yeah.
And they manage to capture her, and they put her on that
Supreme Intelligence.
Yeah, that, and then like it takes the form of
the
scientist.
Yeah.
And it starts like telling her like, oh no, you can't get out of here, whatnot. And then that's when she realizes like, no, I'm more powerful than you think.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that she had like a little thing that was like
that prevented her from using her full power.
Her full power, yeah. And then she takes that off and she goes full Super Saiyan,
yeah.
where her hair like turns gold.
Or what they call, I think they call it her Warbird form or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, she goes full Warbird, takes out everyone. Also, by this time, Jude Law is called the Destroyers to bomb the hell out of Earth.
Yeah.
She starts defending Earth by blowing up the missiles and destroying everything. And then the Destroyer's like, we have to go. Ronan's like, all right, let's go. Get the hell out of here. Turns around and just hightails it. So that was funny. And meanwhile, Nick Fury and everyone's trying to get away, and then he uses the cat, and we find out why the cat.
That cat's so dangerous.
Yeah, it turns out like he opens his mouth and all these tentacles come out and starts eating.
That was
people.
like something straight out of Men in Black.
Yeah, right. Oh, and we forgot to mention one of the things that the Doctor was working on was this power source that turns out to be the Tesseract.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Which was amazing. Anyway, Goose eats the fucking Tesseract. Also, what's the thing I don't understand? I remember in the first Avengers movie, as well as Captain America and all these other movies that had the Tesseract, people that, like, if regular people try to hold it, that shit would burn them.
Yeah.
And then, like, in this movie, it's like they forgot that. Everyone's just holding it like nothing.
Yeah.
Like, it's just some cube. Whereas in all the other movies, it's like, it's not just some cube. It's just energy. It'll burn you. And, like, that's one of the things. I mean, it's a little tiny thing, but that's one of the things that bothers me. I'm like, did they forget that? Because, like, I remember how, like, you have to use special palms to grab it because if you grabbed it, it would burn you. And then this one, freaking Nick Fury just grabs it like nothing.
I feel like they might have forgotten about that.
I think so too. And I'm like, that always like makes me, little things like that always like annoys me. Like, the whole continuity thing is broken.
Yeah, because Marvel used to be on top of the whole continuity thing, and then with this movie, I feel like they kind of forgotten about that.
Yeah.
Because I understand they were trying to make this movie, before Endgame comes out.
Right.
There's like so much stuff they tried to jiggle in there.
Yeah, but then it's like a little bit weird with the timeline.
Yeah, it is.
With the Tesseract and other stuff, we find out what happens to Nick
Fury's eye. With his eye.
And it turns out it's just freaking the cat that
just
scratches him. Which is, I thought, the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, I found that dumb that was the reason why he lost his eye. Because I remember in one of the early Marvel movies, he was talking about
and Winter
about
Soldier.
trusting people.
Yeah, it's like the last time I trusted someone, I lost my eye. And I'm like, it kind of makes sense because he trusted the cat, but still though, yeah, I wish it was something more than that. Like, like, you know what I was thinking in the beginning of the movie when the Skrull had impersonated his boss, or Agent Coulson, right? I thought his boss more because we didn't see Agent Coulson that often. But I thought when he impersonated the boss, and I thought, I'm like, oh, I think this is how he's going to lose his eye because he's going to betray him because it's not really his boss, and he's going to trust him. Because I was thinking about that. Because I remember that scene in Winter Soldier when he said that, and I was like, oh, I think that's how he's going to lose his eye. Like, no, it's just a fucking cat that scratched him. I was like, really? Fuck, man. Yeah, but the Carol Danvers modifies his beeper because you know it was the 90s at the time. They had beepers, so he modifies his beeper so he can send her a message whenever like there's an emergency.
Yeah.
Which again, now this bothers me because it's like only for emergency. So I'm like, so where
but
was
there was
she?
Constant emergencies.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, Winter Soldier, I get it. That's like a Earth related thing, right? It was Hydra. It wasn't some space related thing.
But the Avengers.
What about the first Avengers movies?
Yeah.
When those guys attacked New York, I'm like,
Yeah.
what about then? Like, did he really have that much confidence in his team that they were gonna pull it off? And I'm like, I get that you're trying to find Earth's mightiest defenders, but she's also from Earth. I don't get it. Like, you could have called.
And that also explained the name he gave for the Avengers because the name was actually hers.
Yeah, she was her. So like
that was her like call name.
Yeah. She was Carol Avenger Danvers. So that's where he got the name for Avenger because it was something else. It was like something Initiative.
Yeah.
And then that's when he decided
to change it to
Avengers Initiative.
Yeah.
And at the end, we got that funny scene where Agent Coulson's like, "Oh, this came in for you," and he opens the box and it's just a bunch of prosthetic eyes. That was cool. It's like, I'm not doing this. I'm just gonna keep this eye patch. And then Agent Coulson, that's when you find out like he's like really likes this guy. He's like, "I'm glad to have you back, sir."
Yeah.
Like this is a young rookie Agent Coulson that really looks up to Fury.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and so she apparently her new mission now is to help the Skrulls.
To help the Skrulls find a new home.
Yeah, like gonna find a new home, and she's gonna take on anyone that prevents her from doing it.
Yeah.
And then movie ends. After credit scene, we get a little part of Avengers Endgame where like they're they're
trying to figure out what the beeper does.
Yeah, it's like who did he call? Like it's like, oh, Fury knew who he was calling, so we have to trust that he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And then this is Black Widow talking, and then she turns around and behind her, there she is, and she's like, "Where's Fury?" And that's it.
Yeah.
And we get a glimpse of Captain Marvel.
Yep.
So yeah. And then if you stay for the even more after credit scene.
Yeah, we get to see Gustakata throw up the Tesseract.
The Tesseract,
on Fury's table.
Yeah. Right on his desk. So at that point, that's when you know that that's how they got the Tesseract back.
Yeah, basically how they got it back.
Yeah. So overall, this movie was fun.
It was a fun movie. Yeah. It did give me the Phase 1 feel to the movie.
Right, because it's an origin story, so yeah.
Although it didn't take the typical origin story route because, like, you know, we didn't get to see her, like, before she got her powers. It was like glimpses of her past.
Which, I thought was a good way to do it because, like,
because you know these origin stories have been done now and again.
Yeah. We're in a point in
Marvel where it's like
we don't need to learn about all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
We just want to see the superhero part.
Yeah.
And
which kind of also becomes a downside because like it felt like they were trying to push in like so much into one movie just so you could just catch up. Sometimes
it did feel rushed where like all of a sudden you're here and then just like all of a sudden boom, you're there.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, okay, whoa. They did. There was times where it felt rushed.
And then in the action scenes, like there weren't any like memorable ones that I would, you know, remember that well.
Yeah.
Like there were some great scenes. It's just that, you know, there weren't any that stood out.
Right, like the scene where she finally goes full power and she starts, you know, attacking the destroyers and stuff. Yeah. What you see in the trailer with her like blasting stuff with her hair like that is pretty much it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what you get.
Yeah, it's like a minute long scene, and you know, you're just like, well, that's it.
Yeah.
But you do get to realize just how powerful she is, which she really is in the comics.
Yeah, she is powerful.
She is one of the most powerful characters in Marvel.
Yeah.
You know, with her whole energy blast stuff.
Yeah.
And then, you know, because of that, she's also strong and she can fly and stuff. Because the whole time I'm like, why isn't she flying? And then it turns out because she hadn't tapped into that her full power, so that's why she couldn't fly. But now she's able to fly. Because it's cosmic energy. If I'm not mistaken, her powers, that's what it is. It's cosmic energy. So she could use that energy to like completely like
convert it.
And she could like fly in space. You know. Another thing I didn't like is how they changed the Skrulls.
Yeah, because I remember in the comics, like the Skrulls were,
they're straight up bad guys.
They're straight up bad guys.
Yes. They have many altercations with the Avengers. You know, people were excited for the Skrulls, but then you see this movie and it turns out the Skrulls are just like intergalactic refugees. They're not bad guys, and I'm like, well, that sucks. I mean, like, I wanted the Skrulls to be bad guys.
Yeah.
Because the Skrulls are actually like a formidable force for the Avengers or just in Marvel in general.
Yeah.
Maybe they might be able to pull something in the future where like, oh, because they're refugees, maybe one of them like gets this hatred towards like the Kree or like
maybe
the entire universe for like what they've done to their people.
Probably.
Maybe they might do something like that.
They could in future movies.
Yeah, probably if they do decide to make a bad guy Skrull, that's probably what they'll do.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was one of the things I didn't like. I was really, because I'm like the whole time I'm like, I was like, no, I thought the Skrulls are supposed to be bad. Why are they nice?
Yeah.
You know. Oh, you know what was her name? The scientist, Marvel. There
Marvel. Oh, that's another thing they changed.
Yeah,
because Marvel was a guy, and they
Marvel, was a guy, and he was the first Captain Marvel.
The first Captain Marvel.
And in this one, they changed it to a woman, but she's not Captain Marvel. She's just a scientist named Marvel. Because the whole time I'm like, Marvel isn't that another superhero? And I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then like towards the end, I after the movie, I have to look it up, and I'm like, oh right, Marvel was the first Captain Marvel. I'm like, oh okay, so they changed the hell out of that.
Yeah.
Now instead she was just a Kree scientist in this movie. So they changed that, but they still more or less the same stuff. I can't wait to see her in Avengers. But yeah, overall, I think this movie was alright. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah. And I felt tonally, it just like it didn't have like a style to it.
Right.
Like the other Marvel movies.
Yeah. But I did like her character.
Yeah, I enjoyed her character.
I know like a lot of people like to give Brie Larson so
much hate.
Yeah, especially with the whole troll stuff. But like, there's a lot of people that say like, oh, she just has this one look, like she's kind of like another Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
I thought she played this role really well. Her chemistry with
Nick Fury,
with Samuel Jackson was great.
Yeah.
You could tell that they do like each other in real life, and they showed it on screen.
Yep.
It was great. I thought her. I was iffy at first because when I saw the trailers, I didn't like her. Yeah. And then I saw the movie, and I'm like, no, I like her. I do think she was a good choice for Captain Marvel. It's just that there was a lot of stuff like the action scenes were sometimes a little. I wish there was more. But overall, I think I would give this movie a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay, yeah, I would give it a 7.5.
Yeah. It's not bad. It's not a bad movie. Not at all.
It's not a bad movie.
It's definitely I recommend watching it, especially if you're a Marvel
it's really heavy on the feminist.
It's great because like there's that one scene where I when I saw it when it happened, I was like, I could just imagine like women everywhere getting up and applauding that one scene where like she was about to attack Jude Law's character, and then he's like, beat me without your power. And then she's like, I don't need your permission, and then just blasts him.
Yeah.
I was like, that part people are gonna clap.
Yeah.
And it was like this whole where like the same thing where they show her as a little girl, she wanted to race, but her dad didn't want to let her race because she's a girl. Or like she wanted to play baseball, but like all the other kids didn't want her to play because she's a girl. And then same thing in boot camp, like when she was training, and then all the other guys are just like, oh, you can't do it, you don't got the strength for it because she's a girl. But then they show her even though she failed every time she got up, and it was like a strong message for all the little girls watching, like no matter how many times you get knocked out, you get back up. That goody feely jazz and stuff. But But yeah, it's all right. If you but like if you want to watch a movie with a strong female character, that's out right now, I would personally say I would choose Alita over Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
just because
I would
Alita,
say
it was
the
more
same.
of a fun movie.
It was.
It is, you know,
It was well balanced,
yeah.
like with that movie,
Yeah.
with the female character and having it being pure fun,
Yeah.
action.
Right.
Yeah.
The only difference is Captain Marvel. I think it might be more of a family movie than Alita. I think
Yeah.
Alita's a little bit more,
Mhm.
graphic. But other than
Yeah.
that, yeah, it's a good time right now for strong female characters.
It is, yeah.
You know, it's good to see
Certainly
that.
is. Yeah.
And I enjoyed them both. But yeah, Captain Marvel, it's all right, decent movie.
Yeah.
It's a good way to keep you
occupied for a little while
until
before
Endgame
comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see that.
But yeah, hope you guys got a chance to see it. Let us know what you guys thought of the film. Also, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. We got a lot more content coming up real soon, so make sure to check up on all the updates we got coming.
Right. That's why to find out what we upload and or have is definitely by following social media.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Keep sturdy, stay nerdy.
Yeah.
Later, guys.
Later, guys.